evening, everyone. Welcome back to Never Before Seen here on GDQ Hotfix. My name is Amber Cyprian. I am your host tonight, and we are down to our last run for this episode of Never Before Seen. We are the show where we aim to bring you runs of games that have never been seen before in a mainline GDQ event. So that would be AGDQ, SGDQ, or GDQX. If you want to get more information about the show, or if you want to submit a game, if you happen to do a run that has never been featured in one of the mainline GDQs, follow the link at the end of that command there, and you'll be able to submit a run directly to me so I can use it for one of our episodes. That said, I don't want to hold you up for too much longer. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Allegro and Diamond, who are going to be giving you all a wonderful run of Sonic Generations 3DS.
Thanks, Amber. So this is Sonic Generations for the Nintendo 3DS. Now, Sonic Generations has been at GDQ before, actually twice, with Froganock and Blue Mania both running, but those were the HD versions on PC. So 3DS is quite a bit of a different beast. It's basically a 2D platformer only. But yeah. We're going to go ahead and get started, but before I do that, I'd like to introduce my commentator, Diamond.
Hi. Hello. I used to run this game years ago, but I still remember things about it.
Yeah. I guess we're going to go ahead and start in 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, in classic Sonic fashion, we're going to start with Green Hill, and this is actually just a exact replica of Act 1 from Sonic 1, so just gonna have a little bit of different physics, which Diamond will explain.
Yeah, so basically, the thing about this game's classic is that you want to be roll jumping almost constantly.
That was kind of a weird start.
Yeah,
I've never fallen down like that.
That was a very interesting death, but it was a relatively quick one, so we should be okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, Green Hill Act 1 can turn pretty sloppy, and it's always just instant restart point, so...
Yeah, that's just how the stage is. It's not too... It's a pretty generic stage, all things considered. Alright, next up, Green Hill Act 2. So, much like Act 1, you're going to be wanting to hold down a lot in straight areas, because it's slide jumping is the best way to go fast without boost. Go faster than boost on straightaways.
Yeah. So Act 2 is a very stage. It's basically modern Sonic, but it plays very similarly to the Rush games on DS. And yeah, a lot of people think it's boost to win, but as Simon said right there, you're going to be doing some slide jumping and whatnot. But
yeah. And then there's another one of the biggest things about this game in regards to speed tech is there's a lot of layer things. Like you can see him go past loops, push down and jump to go onto different layers from rails. There's a lot of stuff with layering in this game. Green Hill Act 2 is probably one of the best examples of it, too.
Yeah, we're going to be abusing layers a lot more down the line. But it's not going to be too prevalent early on.
Yeah, Green Hill Act 1 is definitely the biggest example of it. For now.
So, unlike the HD version, you have to actually collect the Chaos Emeralds through special stages, and it's basically required to get to the ending. Special stage 1 is, very easy. And these special stages are modeled after Sonic Heroes, which, funny enough, I actually do run. But yeah, basic tech is just basically homing attack as soon as possible and then just start boosting. But for this first stage, I'm just going to be boosting and I'm not even using the control stick at all or just touching the D-pad. I'm just going to hold Y for this entire stage. It's just enough to get to the end.
You can feasibly get a perfect stage in runs for these first 3 because of how simple they are. Because all it is just mashing out the quickest possible homing attack and boosting on the first frame that you land. So it's pretty simple. And this one in particular, you don't have to do. You have to do absolutely nothing. It's absolute dead air. But it is good for Allegro's entering of IGT times. Isn't that right?
I'm not going to be doing that right now, but yeah. But yeah, this game actually is tracked through endgame time. We don't really track real time because there's actually a modification for 3DSs called NTR, which lets you basically stream your capture software. But yeah, it also overclocks the system and lets you have fast load times.
Okay.
But we're on the Casino Night Act 1, and it's cycle based.
Yeah,
so trying to make it to this first block here.
Yeah,
which I did.
Nice. You lose a lot of time if you miss that. There's another cycle later in the stage that's definitely much harder to make, and it's not the end of the world if you don't make it, but if you make it, it's pretty good. Yeah, that's not the... Yeah.
Actually want to do a spin dash and jump over that way. And right there, I had a very clean drop down. There's a lot of stuff that you can just kind of bounce off of.
That was clean.
And just, yeah. But yeah, you can just kind of bounce off there, and it's just really silly. And you can just lose a lot of time.
One thing that might be very apparent to people who have never seen the 3DS version of this game, besides just the gameplay styles for modern Sonic being very different, the Beyond Green Hill, all the stages and boss choices besides Green Hill and the final boss are vastly different from the HD version or the PC and console version. Casino Night only made it as a DLC pinball table in the HD version, whereas it's a full-blown zone here, which is really awesome. And I actually like the stage selection and boss selection a lot better in the 3DS version, personally.
Yeah.
Unfortunate miss on the...
Yeah, that flipper that I had to basically ride off of is really difficult to basically jump off of and then do a dash. So I could take the top path, but yeah. So this stage has RNG, and it's called roulette tables, and it's kind of random whenever you're going to be dropped off.
Yeah, it's weird. Not the greatest, not the finest hour of these stages.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, those are some really
What?
weird stuff that just happened.
That was very weird. I do not understand.
I can't really explain either, but yeah, we're on to another special stage here, and it's pretty much like the first one, except this time I actually have to move around, or else I'm just going to get smashed in the face with bombs.
Yep.
So
I don't even remember what the record is. Now that I'm going to go look.
I think it's a 48.10, so I'm going to try and match this up.
48.03.
Ah, okay. I don't remember if that was this one or Special Stage 3. That was a good one, but I'm not entirely sure what that will end up being. Maybe chat will decide.
like.
I want to say... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you can continue.
I want to say this is probably also the first game in many, many years that had special stages. Since, like, I want to say Sonic Heroes.
If we're talking...
You're right.
Yeah, if we're not talking, like, the Rush games, yeah.
Oh, right, the Rush games were a thing. Yes, they did have special stages. So, yeah, like, since the Rush games, Sonic Colors, DS, and this both had special stages. So, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Tim really loves their special stages.
And of varying quality.
Yeah. I like so Heroes' special stages, like, were cool looking and had great music, but they controlled, well, not great.
Yeah.
But these just did them so much better, and I really, really if they ever decide to like remake Heroes for some reason, which they won't, but if they did, I'd want the special stages from this game pulled in.
This stage is a mess.
Yes. It's got some weird jank to it. But yeah, this is Mushroom Hill from Sonic and Knuckles. But I guess Diamond can really explain what's going on in this stage.
Yeah. It's a maze. There's so much there. You can fall. It's very easy to fall down. There's a higher route that's a lot more precise and a lot easier with the homing attack that he's not going to take in this particular run because it's a lot safer with the homing attack, but not without, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, we don't unlock the homing attack until after all the Genesis stages are done with. So basically after the Big Arms fight, which we will see soon-ish.
I love the
50
checkpoint
second
there.
time is pretty good.
Yeah, 50's not bad.
Yeah, we just jumped over a pretty pointless checkpoint. It's there because, again, the classic stages are actually just straight rips from the original game. And normally there's a mini boss at the end there, but it doesn't exist. So, but for some reason they left the checkpoint there when there's just one loop. Okay, right there I could have done kind of a loop skip where I just kind of hop off of it.
Yeah, it's a really cool trick, but it happens.
Yeah. But there's a couple of tough tricks in this stage, but it's pretty straightforward. Just going to be hopping on top of these loops and then just kind of riding down. Not exactly what I did right there, but yeah. Got propellers.
Yeah, the propellers. You have to jump off at the proper time in order to. Oh, you went kind of low there. That was.
Yeah. I think I accidentally let go of the boost a little too early.
Yeah, it happens. There's an interesting part here. He jumps off and goes into the loading trigger over here, which is completely independent of the spring that's normally supposed to put you in it, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, I think you have to be on the correct layer though for that to work.
Yeah, I would. You're probably right.
You just go off to you'll be flying off to your death if that happens.
Sounds about right.
But yeah, guess what time it is?
Woo!
It is time for.
It's good music time.
Yes.
Sure.
Which is the only thing that's off is that they use the. Okay, in Sonic Heroes, there are two different types of special stages. One where you just kind of get rings and just try to get extra lives
and stuff.
Yeah. And
it
then
uses that one instead of the actual Emerald stage music, I think.
Yep. It's kind of off-putting to me, but because I have done all stories for Sonic Heroes before, and is like the special stages are bad, but you can actually kind of exploit them in Heroes, and it looks ridiculous, especially if you're like playing as Team Rose. It just looks silly with how. Because you actually use Big the Cat to basically get the emerald. It just looks really silly. But yeah.
And there's a number of silly tricks in Heroes that look absolutely ridiculous, especially when you're big.
Like power flying.
Yep.
There's and there's
That's
of course
probably my
pop
favorite.
boosting.
Like anything that has a big, just horizontally belly flopping is fine in my book.
Yeah, and we're gonna see a little more heroes aside from special stages in this game, but that's gonna be at the very end. So we're gonna be off to our first rival fight, which is Metal Sonic. again, this is a stage that could benefit from using homing attack, but
Oh yeah, absolutely.
we don't have it.
It's literally built for homing attack. But yeah, you don't have homing attack the first time you play it. Pretty epic. But it's still a fun stage.
Yeah, and for some reason we're playing in Casino Night. So it's really odd.
I love
instead of like playing
Sonic and Sonic 2.
Stardust Speedway. And once again you'll be seeing a lot of roll jumping, especially in these straightaways. Okay, I made that's probably the most difficult jump.
Oh yeah, nice.
There.
Yeah, that's a hard jump.
But yeah, the roll jumping here is really helpful, especially on straightaways.
So we're going to be going into my favorite boss in the game, Big Arm now. Pretty epic boss.
They did not need to go as hard on the OST for Big Arm as they did, but they did. And the shame is that like you defeat the boss faster than the really awesome solo can kick in.
You can literally beat it under 20 seconds. Nobody has, but you can.
Yeah. So I'm going to be trying to go for a few early hits here. It's kind of dependent on my momentum. And sometimes it feels like Big Arm is kind of higher up than he should be. Yeah. Like that.
It's annoying. This boss can be finicky.
Yeah, unfortunately I didn't get an extra hit there like I wanted to, but so I still got to do 3 hits here instead of like... For some reason he went up to the... Okay, if you ride up with him like that, you can actually get an extra hit.
Yeah, it's hard. It is a hard trick.
On average, I can get like a low 20, like a 24 or so on that stage, but if you miss a hit, like in the first phase, it's pretty bad. You can lose close to 15 seconds if you're not careful.
It's time for we get the homing attack. Hooray! Love that homing attack.
Yep. So we're on to the adventure titles, and this is probably the most aesthetically pleasing level because it's a pretty faithful recreation of Emerald Coast.
Unfortunately, it is not the greatest level.
Yeah, it's got some problems.
Yeah, but our good friend, the Orca Whale, will be showing up soon.
Oh boy.
But yeah,
people like to joke about
early on.
People like to joke about the flipping out on the bridge on the Orca Whale on SA1, but this is so much worse.
This actually poses a threat.
Exactly.
But yeah, trying to do some roll jumps here, it's pretty risky if you try to do more than, say, 4.
Yeah, chaining them is very hard. If you don't chain me correctly, you will die.
Yeah, we made it, thankfully. But yeah, going on here, I kind of want to save this bubble for later, but it's not really necessary. It'll help me just kind of boost off some spikes a little later towards the end. But yeah, I'm going to be doing some roll jumps right there to kind of build up some momentum. Okay, so there's also a bit of cycles that I have to deal with those weird barriers. And I got the good cycle there where it was basically closed off and let me through. But yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And that was not bad. And you didn't get monkeyed this time, which is nice.
Yeah, in a practice run, for some reason, the homing attack kind of freaked out and just tried to shoot me off when I was trying to homing attack a Kiki. And it just sent me straight to the ground for some weird reason. And I had to basically ride up the airflows again.
This stage is not the most interesting stage, but at least you'll get to see some good examples of of slide jumping.
Yeah, it's right there. Now this stage would benefit from having the stomp ability, which modern Sonic unlocks right before Water Palace. But again, that's another 2 zones off.
Yeah, and there's also like in the section right before you went, you see the whales, the dolphins. There, you can just stomp down there normally, but nope, no stomp for you. Unfortunately, there's also some tech with jumping down the loops, but it's also I believe it's dependent on having stomp.
Yeah, kind of. But yeah, there's not a whole lot going on left in this stage. I do have to kind of drop down here. I didn't do it cleanly. You can actually just kind of drop down at an angle and just not touch those walls.
Yeah, it actually looks really sick.
Also, I can kind of mess around with Sonic's position there. He just teleports down to the bridge collapse.
Yeah, the Orca is an absolute non-threat here, thankfully.
Yeah, as long as I'm just mashing B, I'm gonna be fine. All right, so we got actually probably one of the most threatening special stages ever.
Okay, so the thing about the first 3 special stages is that they have no springs in them. The next 3 special stages all have springs and bombs you can, and like bomb like rings around the whole thing that you can jump over. That springs they have springs that'll take you over. Picking those springs is slower, but on the other hand, getting hit by the bombs is way slower than taking the springs. So you'll see Allegro taking the springs most of the time, which is fair.
Yeah, like getting hit by a bomb wastes about 5 seconds.
It's really bad. But taking
like usually I'm gonna be pretty bad and like I don't pay attention and I go around a curve and bam, dead.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah, hitting the bombs is like you're brought immediately to a halt if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yep. Pretty much.
Yeah, I replayed this. I want to say like 2 or 3 months ago, wondering where my stomp went. Like for like the first half of the game, and I was like, why can't modern Sonic stomp? And then I realized, oh, it's an unlockable ability. But there's definitely some of these special stages, even casually, where most of them aren't that bad, but like some of them are just you get really uncomfortably close to the end without having the emerald.
Yeah.
So we're going to Radical Highway Act 1, which funny enough Sonic never really goes to in the original game, but hey, whatever. It's a fun stage.
Act 1's pretty cool. Yeah, Act 1's a nice stage. It's not that, yeah, it's not the most notable stage ever, but it's pretty fun.
It also probably has the best remix of any of the stages.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But yeah.
See, I'm actually really fond of the Biolizard remix in this game. The supporting me remix is probably my favorite remix in the game.
It's it's the best thing about that boss.
So yeah.
Yeah.
We have to wait here for the blimp. There's no way of speeding that up.
Yeah,
there's no way to kind of bypass it.
I've missed that blimp before. I've just gone too early and just straight up missed the blimp. It's like, oh, well then. Pretty comical.
Also, we just kind of glitched ourselves into a different layer.
Yeah, there's that layer trick.
Perfectly timing there.
Yeah, that layer trick's pretty cool.
Now, I could have skipped this rocket, but I am kind of a wuss. And I wanted to play it safe. It really only saves, like, I think at most 2 seconds.
It's pretty, yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, because if I somehow mess it up, I have to go down a lower path that takes forever to get out of.
Yeah.
But
Don't
yeah,
do it.
133 is a really good time.
Yeah, you did a good job. Now time for a level that has terrible music and terrible checkpointing.
Pretty much. Now this stage is takes a very different path from the individual level speedrun. Unfortunately, it's because we don't have stop yet. There's also a bunch of other tricks that I'm just not going to do because they are very, very risky and are highly dependent on my boost management, which is not easy to control in this stage.
The thing about this stage is that you basically take one checkpoint for the entirety of it. And if you die like a minute 30 into the stage, you go back to the beginning. It's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also the layers in this stage are oof.
The layers, they are janky.
They're basically, I believe, about 3 layers, and yeah, it's just if you accidentally like jump off, sometimes you'll get sent off to a completely different layer, and it's gonna be a really wonky path to deal with.
Yeah, and hopefully I mean, maybe it was, you'll get, there's an enemy up here that you have to homing attack before it disappears. Yeah, the golden enemy. Otherwise, you'd have to take the lower path, and it's not fun.
Yeah, there's not much left of this stage. You just have to basically jump past the spring. I'm also going to be doing a bunch of slide jumps up the spiral.
Yep.
And I'll also be jumping down here to kind of skip past the layer that skips basically kind of a very janky spring.
Yeah, that spring, if I recall correctly, that spring is a mess.
Yeah, I also took this, this is like one time that I'm actually intentionally taking a lower path. It's technically a little bit faster because you can just skip past the pole that you'd be swinging on.
Yeah. And yeah, you can see this is one of the longest stages in the game. So having unfortunate checkpointing does not help it.
Oh, yeah. So we're basically at the halfway point right now, but we're going to be going into yet another special stage. It's about as bad. Like, special stages 4, 5, and 6 are pretty terrible.
Yeah. 6 in particular is very annoying. And this one has a lot of IL stuff that he could do, but it's definitely safer to not do it.
Essentially. If there happen to be any questions from the chat, that'd be great.
I don't know. Are you reading chat currently? As I am.
To go ahead and just reiterate with people, this is in fact a live show. This is Never Before Seen, the show geared to bring you speedruns that have never been on mainline GDQ events, so AGDQ, SGDQ, or GDQX. Sonic Generations, the PC and console version, or the HD version, has been at a GDQ before, but this version, the 3DS, has not, and it's a completely different game, based on stages, bosses, mechanics, and everything in between. It is a very different game, just same in name and concept.
Yeah, basically nobody really ran this game much, full game, like actually consistently in the community, except Raikou, who ran earlier, who currently still has the world record, but I believe he sold his 3DS capture and he never got to America anyway, so he never had a chance to run it here at a GDQ.
So to answer the question in chat, how can you tell if a run has been on GDQ? There is, in fact, a link to a website that I have used for cross-referencing, that I recommend other people use for cross-referencing, or even just watching old VODs. That if you click my form in the NBS command, so I'll just go ahead and repost it for you. click that link, and if you read the introduction of the forum, there is a recommendation for you to check out a certain site that lets you take a look at that and just make sure that it hasn't been in any GDQ.
This is a cool boss, by the way. I'm a fan of both of the later modern rival fights, or both. I like them both a lot.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of slide jumping for these fights. But yeah, Shadow really does not pose a threat in this fight at all.
Yeah. Fortunately, yeah, you don't have Stomp there, so it's unfortunate you can't do anything.
Yeah, 101's pretty decent time.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Typically, I'd like to see a sub 1, but I hit a wall, so that kind of lost me a little momentum.
Somebody chat asked us to do our best Froggy.
Froggy? Where?
Froggy!
Froggy, where are you? I'm never doing that again. That's a one-time thing.
So we're on to the Biolizard, and this is basically an auto-scroller. I really cannot lose that much time unless I mess up one specific cycle.
Yeah.
But we do get to hear some pretty dope music.
Yeah, I love this song. I grinded this boss like 7 years ago at this point. It's actually been like straight up 7 years since I first grinded this fight. And I grinded it because I loved the music. That's why I grinded it.
Yeah.
The music is really, really good.
Oh, yeah. We were mentioning Big the Cat earlier. Yeah, I have actually done a GQ run with Big the Cat. That was 2 players, 1 controller with Jericho. And that was just an absolute fun time.
It sure was.
Yeah. Too bad I can't find Froggy here, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, there's no big cameo in this area.
Technically, Big is in this game. He's just a unlockable model.
This is actually not the console version of the game at all, running at low settings. This is the 3DS version. It has entirely different stages and bosses besides Green Hill and the final boss. It has special stages, which the console version doesn't. And honestly, like, while it's obviously, like, 3DS being low res and, like, kind of, like, low fidelity, it still looks really good for being an early 3DS title, and I like it a lot. It's really, really cool. This is not just a basic port of the game.
I do have some complaints with the stage choices because they could have put others like a Rush Adventure stage in. I don't know, like Sky Battle one, but
or an advanced stages or anything like that.
That as well. Instead of just using adventure stages.
Yeah, the 3DS version was. I think they were saying, like, they initially wanted to develop this as, like, a celebration of Sonic's handheld history, but I don't know why they didn't do that.
Would have been cool.
So, yeah, this game's a lot of fun. If you really love the Sonic Rush games, you'll definitely like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the... to answer the question, this is the penultimate or the second to last boss in Sonic Adventure 2. Normally fought by Shadow, Sonic decides to fight it for some reason.
I guess.
I don't know. Sonic shoehorned himself into everything.
Yeah. Sonic thinks he's the ultimate life form now.
So this is the only.
There is that line in SA2 where Shadow claims Sonic might be the ultimate life form. Most people didn't hear it because it's like 4.5 minutes into the fight. And you have to be playing specifically as Sonic at that time cue for the line.
What?
So it's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
The line in the English, I don't know if it's in the Japanese script, but in the English script, Shadow laughs and he goes, "Sonic, I think I've discovered what the ultimate life form is. It might be you."
Oh my god.
And I think that's referencing the fact that Shadow seems to be made in the likeness of, like, the murals in the Hidden Palace Zone in Sonic 3.
Yeah.
So, like, who knows? Because Supersonic was, like, the prophesized Hedgehog or hero or whatever of Angel Island. It was weird. The lore doesn't make any sense.
I try not to think too deeply about Sonic lore. That's just one crazy rabbit hole. But yeah, now we're on to the only portable stage that's being represented, and that's Water Palace.
Technically, you could say that Act 1 of Tropical Resort is, but
yeah, I guess.
But this is the only actual one, and it has there are some pretty decently cool skips in this one. Mostly skipping bubble machines, which we will start seeing very soon.
Yeah, so here I'm just gonna do a spin dash and just kind of jump off momentum there.
Yeah, and you want to skip those because those are slow in this game and in Rush. The slides, of course.
Yeah. Oh. Almost accidentally touched the wheel, and that was weird.
Again?
I did that in practice run where I accidentally hit the egg paw and just kind of bounced up. I've never had that happen in runs before this, up until today. Where my practice run today just had that.
And it happened again. Yeah, I don't remember having either. And yeah, there's this long section with the flapper chasing you. It's kind of annoying. You have to avoid drowning.
Yeah, just on these top pillars, you can just start the spin dash and you can get across pretty easily. But yeah, this flapper doesn't exist in the original stage, so I don't know why they decided let's make that a gimmick. It's just really weird. Also, at the end here, we needed to make a platform cycle right here, which operates on a global timer.
Nice, making it this time.
And this is the only bubble machine we actually have to use.
Yeah.
Someone was commenting on the song for this stage. This is actually a remix from Sonic Rush, who the composer for that game was Hideki Naganuma, who is known for the Jet Set Radio soundtrack.
And for his funny man on Twitter.
So the Sonic Rush soundtrack was very, very different from other Sonic games at the time, and even now.
Yeah. And so, okay, here comes Act 2. Act 2 is a pretty cool stage. Alego's gonna go for a huge skip at the end of this stage, and hopefully he gets it. It would be cool.
Yeah.
It would be cool if he could show it off.
Yeah, we're going to be trying to go for a glitched layer, where we're just going to be going kind of out of bounds. It's kind of a thing you have to see to believe.
Yeah, it looks really cool, but it's not the easiest. You definitely have to practice to get it to work.
Yeah, it's a very precise timing. And that's the one time right there that I would actually intentionally get hit. So right here, I'm going to hop off at a specific time, and I got it.
Yo, let's go!
So yeah, we're basically running out.
Goodness.
Yeah, we're running out of bounds on top of water. We're just going to be running to the goal ring, and you can actually hit the goal ring at any point in the level. And I also have to jump off there because if I just run there, I'm just going to die. So I just need to have just enough momentum.
Let's go.
So now we're on to probably the last scary special stage. Now, Special Stage 7 can have its moments, but...
Very glad you got that.
Yeah, I'm really glad I got that one. That's very precise to try and go for, and I can only go for it once.
That's a really impressive one.
Yeah, in practice he didn't get it, but he got it this time, and that's all that matters.
Oh yeah. In this special stage, they try to introduce some electric fields, but they're fairly trivial in terms of being a booby trap.
I find them a little easier to see than the bombs sometimes coming up. If you're bad at depth perception like me, like big glowy electric field is way easier to see for me.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, there's
especially when the special stage bends and you can't really see what's coming across the curve.
That's the hardest special stage to optimize, by the way. There's only one person who has the record, unlike every other special stage, which at least has one other person tying it.
Yeah. All right, we are on to Sonic Colors Land, Game Tropical Resort.
Neither of us like this stage.
Yeah, we're gonna gain access to the Burst Wisp, and that was a Colors DS exclusive, so you could definitely say this was more inspired from the portable version.
Yeah, you get the beginning isn't the very beginning is basically just straight up a copy of Colors DS TR Act 1.
But yeah, there's gonna be a point right coming up soon where I'm gonna have to use the Burst Wisp and basically navigate the stage, and it's not fun.
Yeah, the Burst Wisp is very unwieldy. So basically, you can hold the Burst Wisp for you can get 3 different like lengths of it. One of them is like if you like tap it, you can do like a medium one, and you can do a huge one that blows up all enemies on screen. So and optimizing this is a pain. The worst part of the entire game is coming up, by the way.
Yeah, if I get hit right here, I am pretty much screwed. And I have to take a much lower path.
It's not fun.
But I made it out of there, so I'm mostly in the clear.
Yeah.
I still have to do the drop down here, where I had to basically avoid all these balloons. It's always just kind of hard to gauge how far you've gone.
This is the worst part of the game.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't get it cleanly.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I had held onto the Burst Wisp a little longer, I would be bouncing off these fireworks. But yeah, and there's also these wisps that you can collect to continue your Burst Wisp. But sadly, it's kind of risky to try and grab it and then just continue from there.
There's an interesting glitch I'll talk about later for this stage, but I'll leave it. But we'll talk about Act 2 first.
Yeah, there was basically a layer glitch that we still haven't really figured out for Act 1.
Yeah, I found it by accident, and Allegro and I are going to work on it once Citra actually gets this game working reasonably with save states.
Yep. So this is basically the last main modern stage right here, and there's some pretty neat stuff going on here.
Yeah, Laser is overpowered. Basically, you can use Laser to skip pretty large amounts of the stage and get some pretty funny camera angles. And yeah, coming up, we're gonna start right about now. We're gonna get Laser for the first time, and he's gonna save it for a bit in order to use it at the proper time. And I angle it up pretty far up.
Yeah, this is just so I can reach another Laser Wisp right up there. Laser Wisp again. This basically just skips pretty huge chunks of the stage.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And it also unfortunately the stage also has another pretty bad part where you can get insta-killed for no good reason.
Yeah, I wanted to take that path specifically just so I can get this laser, so I can do a pretty interesting trick at the end here. But yeah, I'm going to try and do a laser right before I land on the rail. And basically skip a lot of the meteor section, but I can still die here if I'm not careful. But didn't, so we're in the clear.
Nice. Not
Now
bad.
you can you don't have to angle up high. You can actually angle up straight, but that is incredibly risky.
Yeah, you can just get hit by. You can just get sniped out of it by the meteors and just die.
Yeah, because if you touch
scary.
the rail, you cannot activate lasers, so you have to do it as soon as possible. So this is gonna be the last special stage. Yeah, not a whole lot to talk about for this special stage, but we are gonna be on to the probably my absolute favorite stage, and that's gonna be silver right after this.
Other than the last second of that, it's one of the best stages in the game.
Yeah, the ending to it is kind of BS. It's basically RNG.
Yeah, but at least the rest of the stage is cool. Okay, so basically, I'm going to talk about that glitch. So basically, you saw those launchers that were launching you around with burst. One time, I accidentally found myself. I used a launcher and somehow found myself in the back layer of the stage where there was absolutely nothing in burst form. So hypothetically, if I could somehow figure out the origin of that glitch, I could use it to we could hypothetically use it to burst all the way to the end of the stage, skipping the entire section with the fireworks.
Yeah, and I accidentally got clipped by the bomb. I was trying to go I kind of turned a little too early there, but hey, it's whatever. I'll have that happen every once in a while.
It happens. Time for silver. This stage has a lot of really cool movement in it.
So if you have yet to really understand how busted the slide jumping can be, this is the perfect space to show it off.
Exactly. This and Shadow, and this probably beats Shadow.
Oh yeah. It's right here, just on this straightaway. It's just really just a bunch of slide jumping.
And possibly IMO, the coolest part of the entire run.
Yeah, we're just kind of outpacing silver right there. Oh, unfortunately, I got sniped.
Well, you got most of the actual coolness in factor in, so it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, you lose about 2 or 3 seconds from getting hit right there by Silver's boxes.
Yeah, it's not nice. Silver's mean.
Of course, he's gonna be mean right there.
At least if you get hit at the very end of this, your run is dead.
Yeah, you lose a whole minute.
You die.
At the very
It's
end.
gone.
And that's what we meant by the RNG. It's nonsense. So
let's see if you can get it.
Do you think Sonic Heroes classifies as a modern game? I don't think so.
No,
because somehow we got Egg Emperor as the boss.
Homing attack glitch time. Let's see if you can get it.
Not for first cycle. Basically, there's a glitch with the homing attack where you can basically get enough speed. If you like, it's kind of hard to explain, but if you're boosting and then try to do a homing attack, the game kind of just like ejects you.
Yeah, if you boost and homing attack an enemy at the same time, it basically does. You basically you homing attack speed into the enemy. You get a bunch of speed from the homing attack, and it just takes you far away. And you can basically keep up with it with Emperor and get the hit. Also, this boss sucks. ILing this boss, never do it ever, never do it.
Yeah, this boss is just an absolute RNG nightmare for individual level speedruns.
Yeah, don't do it. Basically, you have to pray that he charges as fast as possible, but he can charge at any point at any of these cannons, and you just have to hope he charges at a cannon near you immediately. And he could not charge for like 20 seconds. It's incredibly cool and not fun.
Yeah, the only consistent way of getting him to try to charge at you is just to basically attack the cannons, which will fire at him and he'll get angry. And he'll just come charging at your location. But that's slow.
Exactly. So. That's the problem. All right, time for the final boss. Not this. I like this fight, but I bet a lot of people don't really like it that much.
Yeah, Time Eater. It's not fun time, but it is.
This is way better than the console version of the boss, though.
The modern parts of this fight are better with it. I've never actually fought that boss, so I can't really say. But so basically, the classic portions of this fight are an auto scroller. You just have to dodge stuff until he voids his weak point. You have to misdirect these missiles by shmup style.
Yeah, and if you get hit, he's going to just do more attacks, which will waste time.
Yeah,
but we're going to be in a 3D space here. Probably one of the only times you're really moving around in 3D in this game. But we're just going to be trying to avoid as many attacks as possible. But the first phase, very simple. Second phase onward for 3D is going to get a little weird.
Yeah. Basically, you want to be boosting at almost all... You want to be boosting straight forward almost all times during these phases, and there are things that get in your way.
So yeah, as each phase kind of goes by, he adds more attacks and makes the attacks he's already introduced a little more difficult. These lasers have deceptively large hitboxes. So once he introduces 2 or more, it's kind of silly. And when he's doing this when he does this arm attack, you can just hold down right and just completely miss it. So
yeah. Okay, so we're going into the second 3D section. This is when he introduces the arms, which they're janky. You have to dodge out of the way at the perfect time. Oh, unfortunately. What? Oh, that's...
Yeah,
The arms are awful.
It's by far the worst part of this fight. Well, kind of.
Yeah,
there's like one other section that's kind of bad.
You can dodge like barely. You can dodge to the side, and his arms can follow you if you dodge too early. It's not. It can be. You just have to really get a feel for it. And it's not.
Yeah, now we're
fun.
on double laser, and it's not fun when you're trying to void.
Yeah, going between the.
No, go ahead.
Going between these lasers can be a death sentence if you're not careful. It's not. You can just get hit and like, oh yeah, that didn't touch me at all. But it totally did because the hitboxes are massive. Oh, also big laser.
Yeah.
Laser could be deceptive.
Yeah. Just more arm stuff.
Fortunately, this boss can't be sped up that much. Because that's just how it is. And yeah, we're going into probably the hardest phase to optimize.
Somehow.
Yeah,
that's the second time in a row that I've gotten shocked.
That's weird.
Don't normally have that happen.
Yeah, it's not something that normally happens. I don't know why it's happening now.
But now he's introducing the clocks, which are very difficult to avoid.
Yeah, they can be really cool if you're not, and if luckily you got through them.
Yeah, it's kind of random what position they're going to start at.
So now he's going to introduce the scariest part of this fight: the three lasers. Yep, the triple lasers. Yeah, this is definitely by far the hardest part of the classic Sonic part of the fight.
Yeah, now it's gonna start separating. You're basically forced to weave through them.
Yeah, oh yeah, you got it this time. Cool.
Yeah, thankfully, because lasers can basically waste almost the most amount of time.
Yeah, modern's definitely the hardest to optimize, but this you can lose more time on classic if you're not careful.
Oh yeah, that was basically the final hit. Now we just gotta do the very cinematic hit, and time will be coming up once the final hit has been blown. And yeah, there's not much to do here. It's just hold Y to win.
Yeah, it's kind of lame.
And time.
GG.
Yo, GG.
Only one death.
Yeah, and that was the Green Hill Act 1, which is the silliest death. How does that happen?
I don't know. I've never seen that myself.
So yeah, yay from Tails, and that's it. That's Sonic Generations for the Nintendo 3DS.
Good video game.
Yep.
Good video game, good speed run, good runner and commentary.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to thank you guys, you two, for being on the show. I was really happy to have, like, when you submitted Generations 3DS, I was like, oh ho ho, I want this.
Yeah,
I
I'm glad. I'm very glad that this game's finally getting the respect it deserves. After I started IOing this back in late 2013, so seeing it here and on Calithon a few months ago is pretty great for me, and especially by one of my good friends.
Yeah, it's always great to have Diamond with me for these kind of commentaries. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I don't have
Yeah,
much to say here, but
I was gonna say, if you want to go ahead and plug yourselves, where they can find you and where they can maybe learn more about the game as well.
If you want to learn more about this game, you can drop by the Sonic Speedrunning Discord. I am pretty much the only active Generations 3DS runner, and Diamond is also going to be more or less focused on individual levels. But you can just find me at twitch.tv/AllegroSC. I am mostly just doing kind of 3DS stuff right now. Sonic Generations, I'm kind of dabbling with some RPGs like Shin Megami Tensei 4.
Still need to get world record in this game.
Yeah. By the way, what was the time on this?
That looks like a 53:35 on our end.
I'm gonna have to count the in-game time because that possibly could have been world record.
Yeah, it's about like it's in-game time is all is the thing, so we'll have to check that.
Yeah,
definitely take a look at the VOD.
I will actually go back and count everything up. The death in Green Hill 1 though is gonna kind of throw off my count. So
yeah, it's about. I think it was about like 12.47 or so from what I saw.
Yeah, so I'll have to add that up. I will tweet that out if it is a world record indeed, but it would have been by the skin of my teeth here. Because it was kind of sloppy at some points. But yeah, I want to thank Amber, GDQ staff for having me here. It was a whole lot of fun.
Absolutely, and again, the run was really awesome, and I just nailing that glitch in Water Palace Act 2 was also super hype.
So glad he got it.
And Diamond, where can folks find you?
Well, if you want to see me, maybe in a few months, go back to Blue Dragon Awakened Shadow, which is an entirely different game from this. Maybe one day. I'm on at the same. My Twitch name is the same name that you see on the left, right above Amber's.
I'm gonna go ahead and get y'all's Twitch links in the chat. I'm typing on my phone just so y'all don't hear my loud, obnoxious keyboard. It's 8 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Awesome. So go ahead, follow both of these fellows. They are awesome. They do great content,
Thank you.
great speed runs.
Thank you.
I've had Diamond on before for Sonic and the Shiny Things for commentary for the advanced runs, and also you ran Advance 3 Best Ending, I believe.
I haven't.
No, that wasn't that. You did Rush commentary.
Yeah,
or,
I do a lot of commentary for Allegro when Kirby messed up.
Yeah, I switched to the runner for Advance 3 was, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was not you. But no, definitely check them out. For some reason, I was misremembering you as the runner of Advance 3. My bad. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode of Never Before Seen. Our next episode is gonna be on the 30th of December, so just before the new year turns over. We're gonna be doing some Metroidvanias for that episode.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
if you want to see some Metroidvanias that have never been in AGDQ, SGDQ, or GDQX, be sure to stop on by for that. It's going to be around the same time. Actually, I believe we're actually starting an hour later that night because Mercy Kill is about a 4-hour estimate. So we're looking at potentially an 11 p.m. start time. Just keep an eye on Twitter for that. And definitely, it's been a lot of fun having all the runners. I want to thank Hypnotics, Supersonic, Raikou, and Allegro for running, and also Protosonic, Kelsey, and Diamond here for awesome commentary throughout the runs. And yeah, just like I said, take a look for the next Never Before Seen on the 30th. And then tomorrow here on Hotfix, here at GDQ, we have the second step with Kizaron and J Hobbs returning with a game from the past. Watch what a week's worth of practice and routing can do for Hobbs and Keys as they play through Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, at 7 p.m. Eastern. So definitely tune in for that tomorrow if you're interested in that. Hobbs and Keys are extremely entertaining, and if their Link's Awakening episode from last week was anything to tell, like, you can improve a lot in a week from a blind playthrough, like a blind speed run, to, you know, a more refined run. But that's going to be it for us. Again, my name was Amber Cyprian. I have been your host for tonight. We're going to go ahead and roll some ads on our way out, but be sure to stop in tomorrow. Be sure to stop in any day after that as well, and keep watching GDQ Hotfix when we're around. Thank you very much, and I'll see y'all later. Have a great night.
No.